Hello everybody, my name is Jeff Gravlin. I'm on the sales team here at Accurate Lock and Hardware. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and what we wanted to do at Accurate Lock was give you a tour of the products that we make that serve the behavioral health environment. So come on in. Behind me is one of our machining centers. We have one here in this building. We have another building which I'll show you. And you can see that we've got many CNC machines, and these are all cutting, burnishing, scraping. They're manipulating raw materials into a product that's used in the facility. So we'll go and take a look at some of the machines in action and actually show you the product that we're making. So one of the most important aspects of the manufacturing process is actually in this big machine. This is actually a laser. It literally cuts solid stainless steel. This is 3/8 inch thick. Sorry, this is 3/8 inch thick. This is a 1/4 inch thick. So this is the starting point of the escutcheon plates, subplates, and assembly parts that we're going to use in our safety hardware. So this is a mortise escutcheon plate. This is for our cylindrical set. And again, we take a 4x8 sheet of stainless steel, we load it in the machine. There's a program that then cuts all these pieces, and then from here we move them into secondary machining, which I'll show you next. So in this operation, we're taking the product from the laser, which has all hard edges, putting them into a CNC machine, and we're creating beveled edges, which is part of the machining process of putting this product, getting all the parts assembled and machined correctly. We're putting safety bevel edges, or opening up holes so that we can put screws in to other assembly parts so they're flush. So this is just one step in the machining operation of a cylindrical ligature-resistant lock set. So here we are at another machine. This one is specifically it's machining this groove on the bottom of the plate. This is a sub-assembly or an escutcheon set, and this is so that we can put a lever on that's attached by the spindle as well as attached by a tailpiece, so it's extra strong. We don't want people ripping the levers off the escutcheons. So this one operation is just to put this groove on the bottom so we can attach the levers in assembly, which we'll see in another part of the tour. Here's a set of escutcheon plates, what we call work in process. But basically we had all the beveled edges machined on. We had these holes opened up to a very specific diameter, countersink holes. There's a groove that was placed there. We have some machining detail down here. So this shows you sort of the scale of how we machine parts, and this all will move to an assembly area. This is a raw casted part that we get from the Midwest. I don't know the name of the company, but we purchased a stainless steel raw casted part for a cylindrical patient safety lever. This is the result of this operation. We're machining a interchangeable core. It looks like a small format interchangeable core. We're also machining this raw portion off so that it fits perfectly in our assembly. And so this is one lever at a time in this equipment. So this is one of our assembly areas. So we saw how we laser cut product, we machine details into them, we modify the raw parts, the castings, and so what this is sort of that whole bunch of assembly parts put together. So this is that lever we saw where we machined the keyway. We saw those plates being made, and now everything is assembled. There's a cylindrical chassis. And so this now is a complete hardware set that gets shipped to the hospital. So on this machine, really great big machine, this is part of our ligature-resistant sliding door system. So this is an aluminum piece. Obviously, it's an extrusion that we machine in one operation. So we could put one part in, the machine does all the cutting, the countersinking, this detail. It puts side holes as well because we put a cover plate on this. So this is an example of, I don't have the machine running, but this is where these parts are made. So another process for our ligature-resistant sliding door systems is the track system, and we machine that track system in this CNC device, and this can fit 8-foot long pieces of material. In fact, you can't see this, but we could even side load it if we have to. So this will actually be the very top of the track that the door slides on, and it's an inverted track system where the door hangs. But this shows you how we machine every one to an exact specification. So this is our stamping factory, and this is a coil, stainless steel, and we're stamping out parts for our lock cases. So we make all of the trim for patient safety hardware, but we also make every component of the mortise lock that's inside the door. Covers, cases, all the bits and pieces inside. It all starts here with stamping out the lock cases. So this is what we call a die. And we can take all that coil stock and we can turn it into a lock front. So this is the front, a lock case. This will attach to a lock case. But this material starts out as a coil of brass, and this particular die is what stamps out and makes this part by the thousands, and then that's how this goes to assembly and we start making mortise locks. So take a look at all of the coil stock and raw flat goods that we have here at the factory. All of this will become a lock case. High security lock, it could be a grade 1 mortise lock. We make other types of mechanisms, but basically all of this coil stock will turn into a mortise lock of some type for the hospital psychiatric facilities. So this is the assembly area where we put together all of those parts that were machined and cut on the laser and being polished or buffed, burnished. And so this is what we call a storyboard, and this kind of shows you all the different functions based on what the hospital needs and all the different trim configurations. Okay, so this is what our assemblers use to sort of, based on the order, based on what the hospital needs, we put together these certain configurations in this area here. So if you scan here, you'll see a lot of product that it's all been polished, or all the hard edges are taken off. And over here, this is the assembly area. So this is the assembly area for our ligature-resistant sliding door system, and as you can see, this is actually a threshold for a double door system. But right here is the assembled rail assembly, and there's a track system right here. The track system gets all assembled here, and then we pack it up. And if you walk with me, I'll show you how we pack it up. This is actually a double door system, so it's all ready to be put in a tube and shipped. But this is our ligature-resistant sliding door system assembly area. So this is kind of the end of the line for Accurate Lock. So this is the our mortise lock assembly area. You just saw a lock being built by our good friend Ronald. So at this point, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, this tour. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of us.